What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Command and Console. My name is Jason. Today we're looking at my picks for really good Xbox 360 hidden gems. Now, the way I've catered this list is they are games in my collection that I think don't get spoken about enough and might be just outside of your radar and be a little bit hidden. If a game that you believe is a hidden gem that is not on this list, it's either I don't own it or I've not played it, one of the two. But as we stand, these are from my collection. I don't think these games are spoken about enough, and to me, they are hidden gems. Let's get to the honourable mention. My honourable mention is going to be Quake 4. Now, you're probably asking yourself, Jason, Quake is quite a recognisable franchise. It's quite a well-known game series. Yeah, I know that. Quake 1 and Quake 2 got amazing remasters as well by Night Dive, so they're great to be brought back in even greater form, right? But I feel that Quake 4 is a hidden gem for the 360 because I feel no one talks about this game. I don't think it got the best reception when it came out, but I feel like nowadays I think it's a really good FPS game, really fun shooter. I'd say it's on par with Doom 3. A lot of people were a bit mixed on Doom 3 as well, so it is one of those kind of games that was kind of mixed when it came out. I think people just kind of let it sleep out of their minds. But I feel like in 2025, it's a game I really would say go and check it out, give it a second go, because I think it really is kind of like a game people have forgotten came out on the 360. And I feel like it's definitely under the guise of the hidden gem label, because I feel like it's just been forgotten. It's kind of hidden on the 360 library, and no one really thinks about Quake 4 anymore. And it's a shame because I think this is a really decent FPS game. Lots of guns to choose from, awesome shooting mechanics, really satisfying killing the enemy. And yeah, it kind of acts like a sequel to Quake 2, so it's in that style of universe of Quake. But I just think it's really fun. It's very similar to Doom 3 in terms of its look and vibe. But it's Quake, and it's really good. You fight in the Strog like you do in Quake 2, and it's just really fun. It's awesome. I think it's really good. That's my honourable mention. That's Quake 4. My number 5 pick is a isometric action RPG that I think got a lot of flack, but I will preface this: I haven't played the original 2 titles, so this is kind of like a noob perspective, I suppose, on this series. But Dungeon Siege 3 is awesome. It's definitely a hidden gem on the system for me. I think this game is so overlooked. I absolutely loved it when I played this one. Well, like I said, I've not played the first 2 games in the series, so I don't know whether there was a big quality dip, but from my perspective, just getting into the series with this game, I think this game's great. I had loads of fun with it. I think it's really fun to explore the world and get loads of bloody loot and awesome stuff. I think the story's pretty okay as well. Yeah, I think this is a really good game that people don't seem to talk about. It's a hidden gem for me because it's super cheap now. It's about £1, £2 game, and no one talks about it. It's such an affordable game that you can get hours of entertainment from, that I feel like you should pick it up. It's definitely a hidden gem. No one talks about it. The series is fairly well known, I suppose, but I feel like the super fans of the series don't like this game, and people that haven't really kind of decided to give this a shot looks at reviews and go, maybe it's not for me. Trust me, guys, this game is really fun. I really like it. It's definitely a hidden gem on the system. That's Dungeon Siege 3. So much cool shit in this game that I really enjoy. I just had loads of fun with it. It's just one of those simple isometric RPGs that's easy to pick up, fun to play. Just one more quest. Oh, let's see what loot I get next time. It's so fun. I really implore people to give this. If you've tried it before and didn't like it, give it a second shot. And if you're, if you've seen it for really cheap and you're just like, oh, the reviews are crap, fuck it, it's £1. Pick it up. It's really decent. I like it a lot. That is Dungeon Siege 3. I've got a big soft spot for this next game. It's 100% a hidden gem on the console for me. It's called The Club. Sega published, and it's made by Bizarre Creations, the guys behind Project Gotham Racing. This game is awesome. It's a score attack game where you've just got to kill all the enemies in the most stylish way, but also get through the level in the fastest time. Imagine the Tony Hawk kind of combo creator in that you can build combos and get big scores. Make that into a shoot 'em up, a super fast-paced third-person shooter, and you get the idea. You're in there. You've got to run through the level as quick as possible and kill the enemies in the most satisfying and stylish ways to rack up multipliers and points. It is the definition for me of like one more run, because it's so much fun and you're always going to be like graded and that with your performance. So you always want to go back to previous missions and go, I can do way better in this one. And you start to learn the level layout and the enemy placements, and you start getting really just satisfyingly cool and just absolutely eliminating the enemies in this in the fastest and most stylish ways. It's so much fun, guys. No one talks about this game. Obviously, it had an online component, which was pretty fun, but obviously it's no longer available now. But the single player content in here is enough to satisfy that kind of score attack kind of gameplay, and I implore everyone to go and check this game out. If you've got a 360, this is dirt cheap right now. It's about £1 game. A lot of these games are cheap, you know, in this video. I've got some more expensive ones down the line, but this game, these first two games, Dungeon Siege 3 and this one, are super cheap. And yeah, I recommend the club. If you like score attack and getting the best times, getting the best, you know, stylistic kind of scores, this game is right up your alley. That's the club. It's awesome. This next game is definitely a hidden gem, but this is when we're going to creep up in value for these games. This game is not cheap. It's about a £35 game, £40 game around that region. It's called Knight's Contract. I love quirky, weird, Japanese hack and slash RPG light-esque stuff. And Knight's Contract is 100% that. It's so cool. It's a glorified escort mission where you're a knight, you're cursed by a witch, and you've got to basically protect her the whole mission, or you will pretty much be in limbo for eternity. Yeah, it's awesome. It plays like a kind of God of War-esque kind of combat. It's really satisfying. The weapons you get are awesome, and yeah, it's got some amazingly massive boss fights, kind of like Dark Souls, kind of like level of threat. It's awesome. I can't recommend this game enough if you've got the money to pick it up, because it is a pricey one, like £40 at the highest value. It is a pricey one, but if you see this for cheap anywhere, I implore you to pick it up and give it a go. It is really, really underrated. It really is like a hidden gem. Like, no one talks about this game. Again, a lot of these games got really bad reviews upon release, and I think that's what deters people. They see the reviews and go, maybe it's bad. But I'm the kind of person where I'll see the bad reviews, but if the concept is good enough for me, I want to give it a shot. So definitely check this game out, Knight's Contract. It's really fun. I highly recommend it. It's definitely a hidden gem on the 360. Next up is another game that's creeping up in value now, and it is a Konami game, and I think this game is loads of fun. It's a third-person shooter action game with some hack and slash elements, but it's high fantasy, and you're this demon slayer. It's called Never Dead. This game is so fun, I can't put into words. Basically, the premise is you're a guy, you're immortal, and the title says, Never Dead. You cannot die in this game. You can lose all your bodily limbs and just be a head rolling around the floor, but you won't die. You've got to collect all of your limbs to revive your body and carry on the fight. The only way you really can die in this game is if your head gets destroyed. If you're left to your head and it's rolling around trying to find the rest of your body, if that gets destroyed, you are dead. So Never Dead is kind of right, but kind of not, because there is obviously a game over state in this game, but the actual game, B2B gameplay is so much fun in this game. I really like this one. No one talks about it. It's so Japanese, so quirky and silly and weird. The damage mechanics is super crazy. Losing your limbs always looks funny, like you lose your leg and you're hopping around. It's such a fun game, man. Like, I can't put into words how much I really, really enjoy this one. It's definitely a hidden gem on the system because no one talks about it. People forget it exists. And again, it's another one of those games that didn't get a very good reception upon release. So I feel like it just becomes like kind of like a lost to time, really, in people's memories of games that have come out. But this is definitely a game I highly recommend if you want that quirky Japanese weirdness that is very fun. That's Never Dead. The last game on this list might be my favourite out of the bunch. This game absolutely surprised the heck out of me, and no one is playing this one. No one is talking about it. It is the most definition of definition's sake of hidden gem, and it is Rise of the Argonauts. If you have any interest in Greek mythology, this game is a love letter to you. This game is absolutely packed to the brim with just amazing Greek mythology and Greek storylines. It absolutely is just filled with amazing storytelling and amazing dialogue options. The way you can swerve the story to different ways and branch it in different directions. It's so good. And like, you know, this game, the combat kind of plays more like God of War. But the combat is one of the least things you'd be doing in this game. This game is more about exploration, talking to NPCs and actually creating dialogue choices and actually pushing the narrative forward. It's so story focused that I just got engrossed with the story in general and all the nods to the different gods and the lore within those gods and all this other stuff. It's so good. It's a love letter to Greek mythology. It's just really, really engrossing, really, really cool. The combat is just your usual kind of God of War style, so it's fun to fight stuff as well. But it's all about the story for me. It's all about the characters. It's all about, you know, you're playing as Jason. You're trying to, you know, revive your lost love, and you're willing to push the boundaries of how far you can go as a mortal to do that. And the story really caters for you to go in all different directions and stuff like that. It's so good, guys. I can't emphasize how much I love this game. It is definition of hidden gem. No one knows about it. No one talks about it. I need people to check this game out because I feel like it's really, really underappreciated. And it's super cheap as well. It's like a £5 game. It's not expensive as well. It's not expensive at all. But this game is so underrated. If you love Greek mythology, this is a must play. Hell, even if you just like Jason and the Argonauts in general, this is a must play. Yeah, this is awesome. Such a great concept, such a great storytelling, such great mechanics. I can't believe no one is talking about it. More people need to check this game out. That is my final game. That is Rise of the Argonauts. So that's it, guys. Those are my picks for 6 Xbox 360 hidden gems from my collection. Obviously, if there's any games that you consider to be hidden gems, please drop them in the comments below. Suggest me games that I haven't got that I should check out, that you think go unnoticed. And these ones for me are definitely hidden gems for 100%. And some of them are super cheap and you can pick them up for £1 or £2, and a couple of them can be quite pricey. But I do implore people, however way you find to play these, please give them a shot. They're really cool. I love them. I think they're great. No one talks about them enough. Even the bigger game in this stack, even like Quake, for example, Quake 4, not enough people talk about it, and I think it's really cool. Yeah, those are my hidden gems, guys. As always, let me know any other thoughts on these games in the comments down below. And as always, let's continue to build a games collection.